We're in here. I'm lubridermed up, shaved up like a dolphin, and I'm ready to go.
Lie to me and let's go.
Let's go. Tallulah, you ready?
I'm always ready, baby.
Tessa Scott, are you ready?
I was born ready for this.
Drip, drip, drip. Welcome to the 100th episode. You guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of the energy that you have been bringing to the YouTube. Please comment. It really, really helps us.
And it makes my day, all right, you guys? At the end of the day, I like to read them. I really do.
I send them all to Tallulah, and
Yeah.
she freaks out every single time. We'll post you on the Instagram. We'll post you everywhere. We love you all. And again, if you see us out, if you see us,
Say something.
say something. Today is a celebration. We specifically wanted one person and one person only for this magnificent
100th episode.
100th episode, baby. We are so glad to have you here, everybody. We have Tessa Scott in the house, an amazing actress, writer, content creator, gorgeous woman.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys are killing it. I am honored. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is truly ours.
I don't think you understand how tickled I am all over, especially below, to be here. So the honor is truly mine.
Listen, we've been dripping ever since you left our Dirty Dirty Paws. We met you
so fun.
at the incredible Queer Mansion party, and we haven't been able to stop thinking about you.
We've been waiting.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's not a lie. We're not stroking your muff. We are just here, like, as true fans of yours.
I really appreciate that, and it goes both ways. I was telling you before, I'm stalking you guys now. The internet is a very intimate place, and I don't think you guys know. Like, I know things about you guys.
I prefer it that way. I prefer that you already know things about me. We go into the world, we meet all of you. I embrace you all. And I always say it's easier when somebody knows everything because you're like, I don't have to explain anything to you. We can just start from today. Like, and I can be like, hey, do you know what happened yesterday?
Yes.
And you're already caught up.
Imagine that, like, your sexual partners could be like that. Like, they already know
They're up to
what
speed.
you're like. Like, they just knew already. Oh, my God, that would be amazing. With that said, I don't have many sexual partners. I'm actually a demisexual.
You're Demi.
I am. Actually, this was something I actually realized, like, a year or two ago.
Oh, wow.
So-
Wait, how do you
yeah.
just realize that you're Demi?
You know, we're always coming of age. We're always learning new things about ourselves. And it wasn't until I was in my most toxic relationship ever, while we were, like, in the thick of it for, like, 2 years, I could not be intimate. Like, it was, like, impossible. Like, my body did not work. It would not connect. The things did not happen that needed to happen. The pipes were not flowing, okay, for quite a while. And I thought something was broken inside me. I was so devastated because I was like, I'm never going to be able to have sex again. And what am I if I can't be sexual? So I had to go, like, through this whole journey.
Yeah.
And I basically learned that I can really only be sexual, like, when I connect intimately and emotionally with my partner. So, like, we would always be fighting. And, like, for her and her other relationships, that's like a turn on. Like, they like go right into, like, mad sex and makeup sex. And for me, it's like, no, like, you've hurt me. Why would I want you to touch me right now? I don't want to give you my body intimately right now because I'm hurt. So, like, for so long, like, I was not connecting with her, so my body would not react to her, and she would get mad and take it out on me, and then I would, you know, even more push it away. But, like, I would try, and it was horrible. I never felt so low sexually. So yeah, I don't know what it was, TikTok, Reddit.
Yeah,
One of
like
those
you
great
probably heard the
things.
definition. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's me.
Yeah, I heard some people talking about it, how they don't enjoy sex unless they are like have an emotional connection with their partner. And I was like, that rings true to me because I've never had like a one night stand. Like I can't like do those things. Like I have friends that are like, oh my God, I just want to get off right now. Like I just want someone to like eat me out. And I'm like, who? And they're like,
Anyone.
like literally anyone. I don't care who. And I'm like, what? What do you mean anyone? To me, it would have to be a specific someone, and they have to do something to show that they actually care for me and truly be honest. Like all this like romantic bullshit. I'm honestly like, ew, gross. Why do I have to be this? Because it would just be so much easier if I could just cut it off and be like a sexual being. Like that was another part of it. I was like, I really rejected it because I was like, I don't want to be Demi. I just want to be like normal. I want to be free. I want to like have lots of sexual partners. But no, turns out I'm a romantic, you guys.
But is it okay? So in lesbian land, somehow toxicity runs rampant, and there are toxics out here left and right. I happen to find them a lot, and so
I bet you do.
I happen to be a toxic attractor, right? Because I'm not a toxic hunter. I'm a toxic attractor. And they love me. And so I too have experienced this that you speak of, where you've been in these relationships and your body just goes numb. But my drive is like a racehorse. Like I can go like whatever. Basically, I can do a one night stand. I can, do all of that other stuff. But if you are so mean to me and you are so toxic, my body that is so just in mate motion plus, like literally will be squelched. It will die in a tundra, like cold. And it will be left in the dust so quickly. But I don't consider myself Demi for that.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. Honestly, I feel like that's healthy because there are a lot of people in those situations who like find passion in those really toxic moments.
Interesting.
And they hook up anyway. It's like I'm watching Secret Wives of Mormon Lives right now.
Oh my God, so
and
good.
So it's like,
yeah,
like Taylor and Dakota.
Yes,
it's like they're
absolutely.
so toxic, but they keep hooking up.
It's wild.
So for you to be able to say no, like you hurt my feelings, I'm drawing a boundary. Like that's healthy.
Don't get me wrong.
That's healthy.
I'll mate.
You know what?
I will do it. But there is a threshold for me. I have a high threshold. So if you've been mean to me for a little bit, I can handle it. But it's the prolonged where I have a threshold and then my body shuts down. It goes where I cannot juice up.
Right?
Like my physical body. So it's like, even though I may want to do it mentally and be like, well, whatever, my body shuts down after a certain point. But it has to be once I feel like
it's over.
Dead.
Yeah.
Inside.
Honestly, yeah. Okay. So once you hit that point, have you ever gone back?
No. At that point,
not once.
No.
Oh.
Because I'm dead inside. Because if you've here's the thing, my limit is
very tolerant.
So high.
Friendships,
so
everything.
High. And so if you get me to the limit.
Yeah.
Now, if we break up and I haven't hit my limit yet, then like, I have returned to an ex that has done some F shit or whatever. And, but the mating was fire.
Understandable.
And I have to be specific, and I always, remind people every week I mate in a specific way. So finding a master of the lesbian dark arts, like that.
Dark arts, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So
elaborate.
I'm very kink positive, things of this nature, and I take it to certain levels that not everyone can do. So you already have so many lesbians, right? Because I like a femme lesbian, or what a pansexual, could be bisexual, queers. Let's go queers. So femme, and then if you need to have them be kind of masters of dark artists, that pool comes down a little bit, and then your pool that you're dealing with percentage-wise, like dark stuff.
I didn't know it had a name like that. Like if we were like on a date and you were like, "Hey, are you a master of dark art?"
Master of
I'd be like,
yeah.
I'd probably say yeah because I want to look out on the person. But I'd literally be Googling what the fuck is dark art.
Yeah.
You have to coin it. You have to put it.
Yeah, I was gonna make a hat.
Lesbian dark
Master
arts.
of the lesbian dark arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think brand it. I think we need to brand this.
Yeah.
This sounds like something that needs to be
Yeah.
more known.
I mean, you guys know.
Cages.
You guys have been
Yeah.
listening. Yeah. Okay, don't. You don't have to.
I'm just trying to know, like, how dark. Like
This
what's
happens
the
every time.
darkest?
We hit this every. We've been. I'm so
Cages.
sorry, you guys.
Cages.
That
I know. If you're probably like, you've told this a lot, but like
Last week.
cages.
Cages.
Yeah.
Cages.
And that's only like if
You
someone's
or them?
them in a cage.
never tippy.
No, because I'm an extreme top, and so it's about knowing your roles.
Have you ever tried anything else? Like, because
I've
you said
never-
extreme top.
No.
So-
So like extreme top in the form of like
Dom.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you've never, like, you're not like a submissive type or a switch or.
So it's interesting because people have their own definitions of this, right? So when I say top, that doesn't mean that you don't get to touch me, but it just means that the energy.
You're the dominator.
Yes, I am like.
You're the producer.
I'm the producer of
Yeah.
the play.
That's so wild because I just see a girl coming and being like, I'm going to top the out of you.
I mean, look, I would do it, but that's not going to be my long-term partner.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm at an age where I know what I like, and I can.
Love that for you.
Yes, and I
I'm
know.
getting there too. That's why I have so many questions about this because people are like changing role. I actually just kind of like got into the whole roles thing, like learned more about it myself. My ex, we didn't realize we were together for like 5 years and we didn't realize till like the 4th year that she was actually non-binary.
Okay.
So that was like a process, but she was very, very dominant in
Okay.
the way that like I never had a chance to even try.
Yeah.
So she had me convinced that like, I'm a bottom, and that's just what I thought I was. And then, I got with my next girl and what do you know? Like your girl's a dumb femme. I just needed to be given the grace and the room to grow and flourish.
For sure.
And so that's why I was just interested in if you try different things because for
at
me,
this
I
age,
I feel like you've
I was
tried.
floating.
I have tried everything.
You're like, look,
A lot.
everything.
Not everything. There's so much stuff that I look. There's like, but I'm just saying as far as roles, and like power positions and things like that. And I've done it all. And I just know at this point, there's something that can turn me on. And then there's something that can really turn me on. And so that doesn't mean that like there won't be moments or days where I can't like flirt the other way or whatever. But like in a dynamic with a long-term partner, they would have to not only just, it's not about being okay with it. It's about that would have to turn them on too.
Yeah, like enjoyable.
Tallulah, are you cages? Are you a cages?
No, but I would.
See, I'm trying. That's why I'm just trying to gauge where we're going.
Yeah.
There. I just want to know how
I
dark.
think-
Are you in the dark arts as well?
Yes.
Tallulah's a freak.
Yeah, everybody has to.
I'm just trying to see. I'm
But
just
I
trying to see.
I think for me, it's like what I always say too is that it's never something where like I want to say like I never want to say no to something unless I've tried it. I'm like open to trying anything once, almost.
That's how I feel like everyone should be. And
agree.
that's one thing
Yeah.
that really annoys me because growing up in like Virginia in a small town where everyone's straight, like I had to be with men
Yeah.
to like start my sexual
Yeah.
journey just because that's what was, ingrained in me. That's how I was indoctrinated. And it's so, it annoys me so much that you girls don't have to go through that. You guys don't have to eat a box to be like, you know what? I don't like eating a box.
Yeah,
And
fair.
I'm like, you should have to eat a box because
Fair.
what I had to go through. I'm sorry. I'm just a little traumatized. But
fair.
But yeah, I just, I love that you're open to trying anything, because I've met some people that are just like, I am this, I will not try this. But I've tried everything, and I think that I would not know what I liked and what I didn't like unless I tried everything. Like
Correct.
threesomes.
I agree.
Correct.
Where do we stand on three? Because
I'm too jealous.
too jealous?
I'm too jealous.
To Lula's
Valid.
high jealous.
I'm too jealous.
Valid. Yeah. Honestly, because like, what am I supposed to do? Why are you guys looking at each other?
What if you fall in love?
Yes.
What if you bring someone in and then they leave you?
I can't.
For me, it sounds amazing with somebody that I'm not with. So if I'm in a long-term relationship, and whatever, this can also change. I can't say it because I've never done a threesome with my partner. So I'm not going to knock it until I've tried it.
I can't
because
try it. That's
my
something I want.
theory is it sounds hot in practice. I feel like I might freak out in the moment, but who knows? Because I'm so into ownership, like in the bedroom.
Mm.
And so it just seems like it's counterintuitive.
I feel like you'd be fine. I feel like you'd be fine.
I might be. If it's too attractive.
I think she'd be fine.
If it's,
I think, yeah, I'm like, I'm thinking you would.
but I would want.
You'd be fine.
I would want it done in a certain way.
Oh,
like I don't
absolutely.
want
It has
another
to be
mask
the
in the.
way-
I don't want another mask in the bedroom.
No.
I've said this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you'd be fine.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would have to be like somebody that's like not a friend.
You'll never see them
No, you'll
again.
never see again. We're in a different city.
Okay, so that I can do.
You never
Maybe.
you never get their number, or maybe we're on vacation somewhere. You're never gonna see him again. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
different. That's super controlled, and I
yeah.
feel like doable.
It's a controlled environment, and with that, fine.
Maybe. No, I'm too angry. I'd like to say, like, oh yeah, like, like maybe I could. No, I'm too fucking. I good.
But what if they weren't like servicing the other individual?
Yeah,
It
that's
was
fine if it's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's just
if
for
it's
you?
a selfish.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then that's
And
exactly.
I've done too, and either both time, hate them.
With
Hate them.
partners.
No, so I was dating
Yeah, I gotta
this
hear.
girl who was like going through her like coming out experience. She was actually married.
She was
Okay.
a baby gay.
Yes, but it was like it was like an arranged marriage.
A
She was
married
like,
baby gay.
plot
Yes.
twist.
Yeah, so it was like she had like a strict like husband.
What culture?
She was Moroccan, so they were Muslim, and
Wow.
yeah, they were very strict, and she was spending a lot of time with me. I didn't really know what was going on in their relationship. She hadn't told me a lot at this point, but she was basically like, she convinced me that like he would be into it because we had already been like, hooking up a little bit. And she was like, he would be very comfortable if like he could like watch. And I was like, okay. I was young.
How did you meet this woman? You just
Yeah.
met a married woman that was Moroccan and had never been with girls, and all of a sudden started banging her out.
Yeah, so I was working. I was working at a strip club. I was on a dancer on
Okay.
stage, right?
Okay.
And she came in with her husband.
How weird.
Yeah, and she was giving me the eyes. So I was like, this is not her man. So like I came up to her. I was like, this is not her man. This girl's gay. So I like slid her my number and I was like, call me, whatever. And for like weeks I did not hear from her. So I kind of like forgot about it. And then she hit me up and she was like, hey, yeah, what's up? I'd love to meet you. And yeah, eventually she told me that was her husband. And I was like, fuck it, for the plot. So I went
I love
along
it.
with it. And yeah, we got to this 3. And I don't like have any attraction to her husband. He's like
Yeah.
very weird.
Is he unattractive?
He's not unattractive. He just has very, very straight man.
He's
like,
a man. He's
Toxic
like a man.
masculinity energy. He's like, yeah, you guys start kissing and then I'll get in there. And
Ew.
honestly, like, I was like, if you want me to kiss your bitch, I will. So we did. And then he would like try and get in there and I would like direct him towards her, and
Yeah.
like, I was like, we'll just like focus on her. But eventually she was like focused on me. Like she was like solely on me.
He got mad.
And the way
Who
that
wouldn't
she
be?
was like,
Who
Yeah.
wouldn't be?
Yes.
and the way that I guess she was like being pleased was not a way that he had seen before.
I'm sure.
So he got
I'm sure.
very, very upset. So like mid-3, He's like, what's going on here? You two are lesbians. This isn't right. Like, he started yelling at her in a different language. I got very scared. I left.
I would run.
Yeah.
Run.
And then after that, he made her start wearing a hijab, and I didn't see her a lot after that. Yeah. More times. You know, the people you meet in a strip club, right?
I'm like, was this in Florida? Where was this?
LA. This LA. Yeah,
LA.
This was LA. You're kidding.
Yeah.
LA club. I was giving Florida.
Hollywood and Vine, baby. Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Girl.
You worked at
Yes.
Deja Vu?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
hell
a
yeah. Shout out Deja
girl.
Vu.
Yeah, Deja vu.
Oh my God.
Was this the weirdest thing that ever happened to you while you were at the club?
Oh God, no. Absolutely not. There's so many. There's so many insane things that have happened there. Wild times.
How many women did you take home from the club?
No, not that was one that I dated. A lot of and then the stripper
dated.
That
probably
was
scared
one
you.
that I dated. Honestly, was there more? There was probably a couple more. But honestly, I was more focused on the strippers because, what a dream job for a lesbian to, just get to watch women, spread an eagle all day.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right, but it is what it is. So,
so you were just looking at their muffs all day.
I was like, yeah, what a great job. They were just I just love the way they dance, and they were just, so feminine on stage. And they all want to be with a girl. They all want to be with a girl because they all hate men. They all, yes, they would try
Strippers
and,
hate men.
literally pin me down in the locker room.
I know they hate men, but do they all want to be with girls? Because they could be
my club was different, and it was dirty, and it was in Daytona Beach. I don't know. Yeah, it was. Everybody was 50 and had no teeth, so it was different.
So mine were literally fresh out of high school. Literally, they were I'm in high school, but
I
I'm
went
18,
to Hollywood
so
High, and I'm here. Yeah, totally different vibe.
So it was the corruption, and it was in Hollywood too. So sometimes we would get celebrities, Justin Bieber came in once. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
One of the guys from B2K came in.
Omarion?
No, Raz B, who was actually my favorite.
Okay.
Yes. And it was wild because at the time, this was a dark time in my life. So I was 31 at the time. But you can't tell them that. They don't like that.
What do they want? 18, 19?
I told them I just turned 22. And they were I would say 26. And they were oh, so I had to lower it. And then sometimes it would be 22, so are you in college? And it'd be yeah. And they'd be oh. And I'd be oh, no, I'm not educated. And they'd be oh, yeah.
So they want uneducated, young, dumb, impressionable.
Yes, they love to be able to explain things to you. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So the dumber you are, the more money you will make. Got Raz B. He's the same age as me. Literally, I remember being in high school with my friends being oh my God, I had his poster on my wall. And so I'm telling him oh, I just turned 22. And he's oh, so I'm part of B2K, B2K. And I'm bro, what 22-year-old knows B2K?
Exactly.
Get real.
Omarion, maybe.
But I did know him because I was you know what? I know Hello Chris. I was out of when he came in, all the girls wanted, him to pick him. But I was I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this dude. So, snatched him up. And wouldn't you know it? He tried to pit me.
What?
So,
oh my God.
Don't meet your high school crushes, okay? Because
Wait, what did he do?
Yeah, first of all, he was do you want to get a dance? And I was yes, the VIP right here is $300. He was let's start with a 60. I was oh, you're broke.
Yeah.
Usually I don't do 60s, but I was you were on my bedroom wall as a teenager. So we'll start at 60. And he was basically using it to pitch me how he could take me out of the club and he could do so much more for me. And he had friends that he could hook me up with. Basically turn me into a yacht girl.
Oh, wow.
And he was and then I'll give you this cut. And if you bring in other girls, we can give you a bigger cut than they get and blah, blah, blah. And just totally trying to pit me. And I was
That's wild.
What happened to B2K?
Yeah,
you guys not?
This is your money source.
Are you guys? Because I feel if you guys did a reunion tour, you could make money that way. No, but yeah. So he gave me his card. I never called. I was very upset. And I should have just liked Omarion. I should have picked Omarion. Would never.
You
Would
know,
never.
they just did their first appearance back. I think they just did one recently, and you know that they said they were never getting back together because of the whole allegations that came out.
I thought one of them slept with one of the other's baby mamas.
Ooh.
There was a lot of turmoil in the group, and there was a lot of turmoil, and they said they were never getting back together. But they just recently, I don't know if you guys even care about this, Lesbian Nation, but B2K just did a show in this past month.
What?
So they might be, it's true.
Wait.
Well, because they're probably so broke at this point that they
For
have to
sure.
go start
Anything,
pedaling.
yeah.
For sure. It's just wild because when we met, he was saying, you know, I'm getting the band back together. I'm getting the group back together. And
No
I was
one's
like,
getting the
bro,
band.
No, you're not. Nobody cares. But you know what? Good for him, I guess. As long as he's not pimping women anymore. Good for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wild.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
The things that I go through, wild. You meet people with all different types of like, it's just like, you know, the best. Oh my gosh, because I honestly truly realized I have with one of the customers. He was like, I really want you to like degrade me. Emotionally, emotionally, verbally, and physically. I said, tell me how. He said, I want you to talk about how small my dick is. I said, oh.
I've heard about this.
Let's go.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, and like, so I was like verbally insulting him. He was like, laugh at me, tell me you would like never me and all this. And I was like, yeah, like you're gross. And it was like, honestly, just so true and easy.
So true and easy, yeah.
And then he was like, I will give you $100 right now if you kick me in the.
Sure, for free.
I said,
I would have done it for free.
Right?
I would have done it for free.
Pay me to live out my dream? Stop. So I did it, you know. And
How hard did you go?
I did like a medium because, like, you know, I wanted him to feel it. You know, I did have heels on, so I was like, you know, and we have like security. So
Did you hit him with the back foot or did you go front?
I hit front.
Front.
With the
Okay.
toes.
Toe
Got
down.
him with the toes, right? Yeah.
Like, you know,
I hit
I'm
him.
picturing how my foot would be. That's how I'm like, wow, wow.
Yeah. So I hit him, right? I kick him right in the. He goes down. He doubles over. He's like, can you do it harder?
And this is what I'm picturing. Yeah.
I'm literally juicing right now. Like, I'm about to get off. Stop.
Did you ask for more money?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Of course. He's offering it to me. I'm like, stop. This is like
my dream.
Literally. So I'm like, do you mind if I take off my shoe? Because I feel like I can get you harder if I'm barefoot. And he was like, I would love for you to be barefoot. So I take my foot off and I'm like, I'm really going to get you right now. I'm really going to fuck you up.
Fight.
He's like, I'm like, did you want children in the future? He was like, I'm good. Fuck me up. I was like, baby, yes. So I kick him so hard for every man who's ever hurt me, especially Kenny Blackwell in the 6th grade. And he cries. And it's just like, I'm like, thank you. I think I came. It was amazing.
Did he become your regular or you never saw him again? It's like
I never saw him again.
Yeah.
I never saw him again. And every day that I went to work, I said, please let this man come back in. But I got men with other like weird fetishes. Like
But what about lesbians? What about when the lesbians come in?
You know what? And this is what really hurts me. They never chose me. The girls never chose me. Ever.
That's fucked up.
That is weird.
They always went for like the straightest girl, and I'm like, you guys,
well.
I would like we could have shared a moment back there, like it could have been intimate. They never chose me, and that was indicative of my love life because the lesbians, I don't know what it is. They never want to choose me.
What?
They never want to pick me, love me, and I just never had luck with them. So makes sense. Not at the strip club, I wouldn't either.
Wait, so in real life, you're saying lesbians didn't choose you?
No, honestly, no. I always had such a hard time with dating, and like I would date like girls that were not about it at all.
What was your type? What were you going for?
At that point, when I was younger, gay.
But like fuckboy looking?
No, literally. Do you like girls? Please take me.
Do you lick muff?
Like you didn't.
Literally,
there was nothing.
I don't. Yes.
No, like short hair, long hair, like
Nothing.
I did not know. There was this one girl, and she looked a lot like you. She looked a lot like you, okay? And she went to my school. She's actually like TikTok famous now. Crazy enough.
So weird.
Yeah, but she was like, "I'm bi," and I was like, "Good enough." And so we had this like crazy like dalliance. Like she had a party at her house, and like I got her into a back room, and we're like hooking up, and it's amazing. And she's like pulling on my hair, and I'm like, no, don't. It's a wig. And then she's like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go outside real quick, and I'm gonna make this party real fun. And I was like, okay, girl. And
What
so
does
like she
that
goes
mean?
Yeah,
out.
what does that mean?
She comes back in 5 minutes later
With a guy.
with a fucking guy. And not just any guy, her ex-boyfriend. And I'm like, what's he doing here?
Yeah, it's
She's
not
like,
what I
It's
wanted.
weird.
she's like, no, it's okay. He has a big. And I was like, oh, you're just making it worse for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. And she was like, no, just try it out. Trust me. I was like, girl, you
I don't
don't
want
have to
It's not
convince
my
me.
flavor.
Like, this is not the time. Like this, like I was like, bye girls. Every time I'm just like, I just want to be with you guys. And like, why is the man here? Why would a man be there? You know? And then, so like, honestly, like he was a cool guy, and he was kind of like, I thought we were going to go to the room, and now there's this chick here. What's
He's
going
also
on?
shocked.
Yeah. So she broke 2 hearts that night.
Yeah. So then she's like, hold on, you guys. I'm going to like go get some stuff to make this like really great. I'm going to go get us some drinks and whatever.
And she's going to
So
go
she
get
leaves the
some
room.
enhancements.
Yeah. And so like we're chilling, we're going to know each other. I was like, so you play video games? That's cool. And then eventually I'm like, you know what? Let me go check on her. She's literally out at the party making out with another guy.
Oh.
So
It's tough.
Well, that was tough.
yeah, I never had that much luck with men. And then after that, I dated another white girl. I was going through a phase.
How did you find her? How did you find her? Was this on an app or
I
just?
met her on an app,
Okay.
and then we met up at the alley. Good times. The alley of the
I was
Abbey.
like, what
Actually,
alley?
the Abbey.
Yeah.
But we hooked up in the alley.
Of the
Right
Abbey.
next?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was like very enamored with her, and she just could not care less. She was like totally hung up on another girl, and she was just trying to like use me.
No.
What is it with lesbians and being hung up on their ex? If you are hung up on your ex, like, why are you trying to engage with other stuff? You know you're going to leave that girl and go back to your ex.
Because their best friends are telling them the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else, and they're provoking trauma.
We said that on TikTok
We
Live.
said that.
Provoking trauma.
We
did.
said that. We
Well,
said that.
listen, it was
no,
a little
but it's
different.
like, here's the thing. If you're
so
going to
sorry.
do
I'm so
that,
sorry.
if you're going to do that, go after somebody who also isn't looking for something.
You did say don't go get in a relationship.
I said, don't go get into a relationship and just make your intentions clear. So, like, if you're going on a date, but you're going there intentionally to just, you know, take a lady home, then just say on the date when you go and say, I'm not really looking for anything serious.
Yeah, when people
And
say.
I guess I said that, you know, too. I wasn't. I was like, you know what? It's chill. It's cool. I didn't think I was going to end up beating her ass.
Wait. So you put her down on the concrete?
I mean, not at that moment. Like we went home.
It was
we
later.
Went,
It was later.
we were at her house. Like and like we
I
had
love
this
this.
like running joke where like she would like wear my bra. She loved like my bra. It made her tits look great. But like I guess something happened where she got a text from this other girl where like, you know, this like she basically didn't need me anymore.
You were at
So-
her house. You had finished mating. She gets a text, and then you beat her ass.
I didn't beat her ass because of that. Because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna take my bra. Like she had it, like she was gonna keep it, and she was like, no, give me that bra. And I was like,
no.
what? Girl, and like something just switched. Like she was no longer playing. She was like, give me the bra. And I was like, who are you talking to, girl?
Who are
You're
you
not
trying to
talking- like,
try?
I was like, why are you raising your voice to me? Just like, I'm going to leave with my bra. And she like literally started to yank on it. I was like, oh no, she wants to fight. She like literally like pushed me up against a wall. I was like, oh no. And I knew at this moment, like this girl has never fought a black girl. And I was like, oh good Lord. She like And she's like keeps pushing me and like trying to, because like I had given her a DVD player. This is how long ago this was. I'd given her a DVD player and I was like, I'm taking my DVD player. She was not letting, we were like fighting over it. It gets to the point where she spits in my face.
Bye.
Okay, no. That's when it goes.
That's it.
Send it. And I don't fight, but if you do that,
I had not touched her. I was letting her get her lick, like shoves
She's
in.
doing weird shit.
that's assault.
She spit in my face, and I literally saw red.
Yeah.
And at that point, I just like, I whooped her ass like she had never had her ass whooped. Like she had been like pulling my hair like at the ends. I was like, but you got to grab up in the skull. And then I bashed it into a mirror, right? And I'm dragging her around her apartment like, bitch. This is what you wanted. Like her spit is on my face, and the more that her spit's dripping, I'm just getting madder. And she's crying now. She's like, I'm gonna call the cops. And I just sit down calmly, and I'm like, call them. Call them. I promise you, girl, when I leave her, I want you to get medical attention. Call them. And she did. She got her phone out, and she was like, I'm calling them.
Yeah.
Hello? Someone's attacking me in my apartment. Please come. Please. They're coming. I said, okay, you got your call in? And then I finished beating her ass. I whooped her silly. I had just her blood. And then I heard sirens. I didn't know if it was me or if it was what. And I got the bra and I got the DVD player. I was like, I did not go through all that for nothing. So I ran out and I'm getting in the car just as cops are pulling around the corner. Oh my gosh. And this is a white woman, mind you. So you know okay? So I got out of there, and for the whole drive, I listened to Beyonce's Best Thing I Never Had on repeat while just bawling my eyes out. So like I said, I don't have a lot of luck in the women department, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's really.
But for the record, if you spit in somebody's face, like that is assault. Like all bets are off. I'm sorry. Don't.
Yeah.
And I do have to say this full chest. Some people out there who have never gotten their ass beat really need to get their ass beat because they are behaving out here in real fishy ways.
Well, it's it's exactly that. Because you haven't got your ass beat, you don't know when to stop.
I always say that. Some people just need their ass beat. I promise you, she acts differently because of that moment. That was her canon event.
It's a gift. You gave her a gift.
Yes,
you really
that was a gift. I know she's not talking crazy out the side of her mouth to any other.
Or stealing people's bras, or you don't do that shit.
I'm just like, let me get my DVD player and my L Word box set. You know, like. You're not about to sit here and watch the L Word season 4 on my DVD player with another bitch. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. It's like people act that way when they haven't had their ass beat.
She needed
just
it
once.
She needed it.
So there was a girl whose ass I wanted to beat, and Skin Suit Sally.
Oh, Skin Suit Sally.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny when I see her out in the world.
Yeah, there's a girl, Skin Suit
Sally. What did she do that
deserves
an ass whooping?
So what she does is she tries to, and actually has successfully one time, she tries to mate with all of my exes. And then she, like, anybody who I start talking to, she'll claim that, like, she's in love with them and how could I do this to her? I mean, it's on a psychotic level.
She's in love with you.
That's what people think.
Why would you want to beat the ass of your fan? She loves you.
Munchausen baby also.
Munchausen baby's going to get her ass beat one way or another, dude.
My ex one day needs to have her ass beat.
Do you want me to do it?
No, it has to be by my hand.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I want to do it. But the problem is, and the only reason, and I'll tell you this
she's feeble. We would be put away.
We would all be put away. She's crazy cop collar. But
oh gosh.
She'll do crazy stuff because she's unwell. She will go to a psych ward to make your life hell. But yeah, it's on that level.
In 2025, in this era, and everything that we are dealing with, you know, in this country, I feel like we need to beat people's ass, and we don't need to tiptoe around that. We do not need to tiptoe around that.
Yeah.
You act crazy, you get your ass beat.
Or public shaming.
Public shaming is good too.
Or public shaming. Public shaming is fine. Shame.
We love shame.
That's fine, but we've been too nice. We've been coddling.
And I'm not pro bully, but I am like pro shame for people who are out here doing bullying tactics.
I mean, shame has helped me too. I like think about ways that, like, I don't know, I've been shamed for, like, I must have been shamed at some point to know when to shut the fuck up. You have to.
I don't think I have that. I don't think I have shame. I've literally posted nudes on my Facebook that
listen,
my relatives are on.
Not that type of shame, but shame if you've been like horrific.
Like you're being nasty to somebody as a kid. I'm just thinking like of an example. Let's say you're being nasty to somebody as a kid. Another kid says, "Hey, you're a fucking freak. Don't do that. It's weird. Don't bully." Like something like that will like, I don't know. Like I feel like that is important. I've definitely yelled at kids who are like bullying other kids, but I don't have shame. I talk about like, smoking.
We're not talking about hoe shame. We're not talking about that. We're pro hoe. We're pro slut. We're pro all of that.
Love that. You say you're anti-bully. I don't know. Depends on who the person is. I'm a little pro-bully because I bully my mom all the time. She voted for Trump. She's a white woman. It's like, come on. So I troll her every day. Every day. I just send her, TikToks and memes. Are you proud of yourself, Helen? Are you?
Helen.
You feel good about yourself? And I feel bad about that. I do, because she raised me. But
you shame yourself about it.
Yeah, but also people need to be bullied sometimes, and she deserves it. I love you so much, mommy. But also,
that's healthy shame, right?
That's healthy shame.
That's healthy shame.
That's healthy shame.
Oh my God, healthy shame.
Healthy shame.
Healthy shame.
Yeah.
Let's brand that, actually, because we need to be shaming people. Do you guys know, like, Suzanne Lambert on TikTok? She just, like...
I don't know
there's
her,
this
but I will
one
look
chick,
her up.
she just, like, rips, like, these people apart, but it's, like, in
It's
a soothing
healthy.
way. She brings back Mean Girl, but in, like, a healthy
healthy
way
shame.
that people deserve to be shamed. And
well, you do deserve to be shamed if you're doing horrific things to people.
Yes.
And the fact that you can just be out here
saying crazy things.
And that doesn't mean that you need to annihilate somebody, but like healthy shame where you're like,
And honestly, I was just thinking this the other day. It's really weird. We're in a time, and I blame this fully on Gen Z, where shame is just so rampant. Like, I feel like growing up, we looked at celebrities and we were like, oh, they're so perfect. They're so untouchable. And Gen Z are like, look at you. You think you're cool? You're cringe. You're like they make fun of everything and everybody. They don't care. And yeah, honestly, we're just in a really weird time where I personally feel bullied on the internet every day by these young children.
But we think it's funny.
Honestly, right?
We do.
Why are you guys obsessed with us?
Well, because you know what it is.
They're the ones that get triggered a lot, I think.
They get so triggered
and they
get whatever. And I don't even like the word triggered.
I've learned it from them.
Yeah, I learned trigger from them. But anyways, they get so upset.
Yes.
And it's hilarious to me because it's like, I'm not sure like how you live your life, but in my life, I have such a life and so many people that love me that what you say doesn't matter.
Right?
It doesn't matter. But I do meet a lot of 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds that are really upset about what people say online. And I'm just sitting there so confused. And I'm thinking, maybe it's because your whole life is online.
Yeah, they're the first generation that never knew a day without the internet.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
They had a very different upbringing than we did. Like, we were outside playing until the street lights came on,
Yeah.
And they don't know what that's like. Like, I have tween nieces that like literally never play outside because they are always on their tablet. We went on a cruise. I was like, let's sign up for family karaoke. They were like, that's cringe.
But you have people, right, that like if something happened out in the world and, let's say people were like, oh, Tessa Scott's a villain or whatever. You have people in your life that they're not going to care what people say online. But I feel like younger people, it's almost like their friends exist online. They exist online.
Yeah, everything.
And then it's like, so if they're villainized online, well, then their friends are going to stop being friends with them. And then there's going to be this whole weird web of insanity.
I actually worry about them a lot just because it's so much. I feel so bad for them. Like, for instance, JoJo Siwa.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
I feel so much for her just because, I feel like she's young. She's going through a lot. And she gets
21?
22 or something.
Yes, like 21, 22. And the amount of vitriol she'll like get online, I do not think I could deal with it. I think she handles it like wonderfully. A lot of positivity.
That's true.
I do not know how their generation deals with it because I do not think we could. And I got bullied in middle school. Like, I walked into the cafeteria, the entire grade started singing a song about how ugly I was and how nappy my hair was. Okay?
No, I want to.
It was bad. But like, I got to go home at the end of the day and be free of that. They have to go home and then get online and then get it more. So I'm just like, yeah, that's crazy. But speaking of her, what do you think about her being with Chris Hughes?
Okay, so here's what you want to know, my controversial take on this.
Please.
Okay, so Lesbian Nation is so upset about JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes and what she did to Kath Ebbs. And, this is a controversial take on this. I'm sorry. The girl is 21 years old. 21. I didn't know my head from my backside at 21. You're still figuring it out. You're right. She did say she was a lesbian. Now she's with a man. Maybe, by the way, it could possibly all be for publicity and a publicity stunt because everyone out in the world wants some sort of thing to hold on to. And I think she's a master genius marketer. So I do think it could all be under that umbrella. But let's say it's not. And let's say she actually is doing this. The amount of, anger that the community has towards somebody switching their stance or this and that, it's insane to me because she's 21 years old. She is a child.
I know. I came out at 21. So for her to even know before that this age, I like girls. Good for you, girl. Good for you. I could not imagine having to figure out my sexuality on a worldwide stage like
such
this.
A platform.
That was such a horrible time for me. Just I was in the military during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So that was horrible because I would tell my friends and then they would tell my chief and then I'd have to go in and be like, no, I don't like girls. That's a lie. So it was bad, but
a different time.
Yeah. I can't imagine it being millions of people. So that is wild.
Yeah. So literally I slept with my first person who transitioned. And they broke my heart so much that I was so confused. I went back to men and then went back to women. And I was just doing this journey of whatever. You're so trying to learn it. On a public stage, I think people and I think lesbians are so quick to just be out here with precision-like blades. You're out here with a shiatsu, or what is it called?
I know what you're talking about.
A samurai sword, literally
shiatsu.
A shiatsu massage. You're out here with shiatsu massagers, and you're not massaging well. But, and also, by the way, I think most of your toxicity that you do as a person is in your early 20s, maybe throughout your 20s. You engage in really toxic behaviors that hopefully through therapy you can untrain and then grow. No one's perfect at 21. Now, do I think that some of the stuff she did was unkind and, whatever? Sure. But the amount of just beheading is just...
It feels unfair.
It blows my mind.
Honestly, I think it's because the lesbian community, I feel like we are wounded. We've been in the trenches. It's a lot. We are very strict about our representation.
Oh my God. It is a dictatorship out here.
It really is. It really is. If you are a public figure and you are queer, you are held to such a high standard.
Yeah, follow the line. Follow the line. If you get out, off with their head.
Yeah, it's you have to be perfect. So it's scary. Honestly, I feel like that is what's held me back so much from achieving more, because I'm always let me try and get on my TikTok game. I joined TikTok during COVID and in a month got 250,000 followers.
Hell yeah.
And I was so afraid. I posted for so many videos and they went so well, but I posted one that kind of people were like, oh, I don't really like this take. I don't agree with it. And it scared me so bad that so many people disagreed with me that I stopped posting on that account entirely.
Yeah.
So, and I'm if I would have kept on that account, who knows how much money I'd be making right now,
It's interesting though, it is scary, but as much as there are people that are out here samurai sorting, each and every one of us, but interesting what we find is that there is a subsection of queer people who share these views who are like, let's not eat our young. Let's not all be sheep. And we can actually have different opinions and sit down at a table, which is what we do at this table, preferences, ideas, anything. And we can have a conversation. We don't have to agree and still respect each other.
I actually love that, and I think that is so necessary. I remember back in November with, the very big election that went on, I was like so confident in my bones that like I knew what the outcome was going to be. And when, it out came, I realized that I literally keep myself in like an echo chamber where I just really only, listen and connect with content that like has the same kind of ideas that I have.
Sure.
Which is like great. I love to hear people that have my ideas, but like there's so many people out there with like other different ideas that like, not so much that I want to agree with, but like I want to understand, I want to hear. So I am always open to these kind of conversations because I don't ever want to be blindsided like that again. I want to hear what everyone is thinking and feeling.
100%.
That's such a good way to look at it too.
No, but it is. Yeah. And you have to, and always I say, if you consider the other side your enemy, keep your enemies close. Understand what they're thinking. Really get to know how their mind works. That's true. Watch everything so that you can really study where it comes from, whatever. And maybe, just maybe, you'll empathize whether it's like, they've been brainwashed or, they, whatever. You can form your own opinions, but always ask questions.
You're just like so serious right now. And I've been drinking so much of this that I'm like, whoa, we just got deep right now.
Well, we got into this topic.
I love that we got deep right now. Sorry.
It's a rare occurrence.
We never get deep, but you put me there.
This is real and I love this.
I was like, actually, we never.
We were like literally, nope. We were talking about like bushes and strip clubs.
Well, we go in and out. I feel like we go in and out.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like
we usually get passionate about the bullying thing. That's the thing.
That really sends us. Yeah. That fucking sends us, and it'll take me
like serious. It's like bullies.
And we get yes, dude.
I can't lose it. I can't handle it.
We all need something. That
do you ever look up those freaks that bullied you and just laugh at them because they're losers and like look at how great you are
every day? And wouldn't you know, one of them came to me just like 6 months ago and was like, "Hey, I love what you're doing on Instagram."
That moment.
What did you do with it?
She was like, I got a song on Spotify, so I was thinking maybe
favor. She's asking for
you
a favor.
could, listen to it, and maybe if you like it, like post it. And I was just like, fuck your ass song, bitch. Yeah. But I didn't say that. Because,
what'd you say?
I'm a classy junior. I want to know. So I was like, oh, girl, amazing. So great for you. Bless you and your endeavors.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I feel like, honestly, that, when they go low, I try and go high.
Yeah, you Michelle Obama.
And that was, I tried to Michelle Obama it. And I regret that, honestly. I regret it. I should have told her to fuck her off.
This was your moment.
You can circle back.
Yeah, damn it. Why? Why was I classy? Why did I take the high road?
Me and Tallulah fantasize about these exact moments that are going to hit us. And what would you do?
This is the thing. It's like when this stuff happens, it's like we always like check each other and say, take the high road at the end of the day, because this is the thing. You have something to lose. We have something to lose. You have to take the high road.
That's true.
At this point, you have to, when you have something to lose. But if you didn't have something to lose.
If that's like that's the crux of this whole thing.
If I didn't have anything to lose, I'd be in prison.
Yes, that's how I feel.
Because I did go to jail 4 times and they love me in there. they fucking love me. Yeah, good times.
In LA?
Yeah.
Wow.
This was like literally a month before Lyft existed. Oh gosh. I like lived a block away from like Supper Club. So I had a friend who was like drunk and dealing with something with her boyfriend, and she was like, come pick me up. But I was already like pre-gaming with my friend at home. So I was like, you're a block away, I'll come get you. But because I lived on Hollywood Boulevard, I had to go through a sobriety check. And I was like, I got this. Like, I'm military. They're good. They're gonna let me go. They were like, we're gonna need you to do a breathalyzer. I said, what?
No.
That was when things got out of hand. They were like,
That's when things got out of hand.
First they were like, let me get you to walk in a straight line. Like, we're going to test you. And my friends are over here like, you got this, girl. You can walk in a straight line, bitch. Nobody walks in a line like you, girl. Ooh. And I was like, not helping you guys. So they were like, you're fucked up. I'm like, so sorry. You seem like a cool girl. We're going to put you in handcuffs. I was like, oh, man, that sucks.
Fuck.
So they took me to jail that night. I was like in a cocktail dress. I'm like eyelashes, high heels. It was horrible. I'm in there like all night. But the girls were so nice. They're like, oh my gosh, girl, you look good. Where you get those shoes at?
You were in the drunk tank.
Yeah. No. They put me like in like a place with like 30 other women.
Yeah.
And at first I was like in like a cell with another girl, and that was very uncomfortable because they put another girl in there in a very tight cell, one toilet, and I was like, that's weird. I don't know why there'd be a toilet here.
Yeah.
But normally
one girl started to use it.
Yeah.
She started to use it. It turns out
she shat.
She gets diarrhea when she's nervous.
Oh, honestly, me too. That would be me.
And the other girl who was there because they brought her boyfriend through, and she was like, baby, I love you. I didn't mean to stab you, baby. I love you. And I was like, anyway, she's in the cell with us, and she's telling this girl, stop shitting. Stop it. Stop it. We're so close. Stop. Like, we literally, like, she was like she's right here. And the girl is like, she's on the toilet, and she can't, and I'm just like, please stop. Like, I'm never going to drink again. I'm so sorry. And the girl's like, I'm sorry. I can't help it. And the girl's like, stop it. Stop it. And she's like, you're making it worse. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. So yeah, that was jail the first time. And then apparently they were like, you have to like go to AA and you have to pay these fines. You have to do all this stuff. And I was like, no. And apparently if you don't do those things,
you got to go back to jail.
They like come to your house and they get you. I was like in college.
It's a bench warrant. Yeah.
Yeah. I went home on a lunch break for school, and they knocked on my door, and I was like, hey, what's up? And they were like, hey, we're here to arrest you. And I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're going to arrest you. I was like, can I put on my jail clothes really quick? And they were like, yeah. They were so nice to put on my jail clothes. Because I remember last time I was in jail, I was
it's really cold.
If I was here, this is what I would wear. I made sure I wore that.
Okay. What did you go with?
It was like a Victoria's Secret, like legging and matching. I don't know why I tried to look cute. I don't know why, but it was cute. It was cute. It was like cheetah print. Anyways, so I went back in there, and yeah, it was bad. I was in there for like 2 days, and bitches were wildin'. And then after that, I got out, and they were like, so you have 3 options. You can either do like 100 hours of community service, and mama don't work for free. The other option is like pay a fine of like $10,000, which
that's crazy.
Mama ain't got that money.
Crazy.
And the third option is,
even if I had that money, I'm not taking that
right?
option.
You're not
I'm not spending 10 G's for you, the government.
So I was like, whatever the last option is, I'm doing it, and that was surrender yourself back to jail. And
going back to jail.
The way that it worked out is like you had to do like 13 days, but like you only had to do like 30% of the time.
Correct.
Which was basically like a long weekend. So I was like, put me back in. Those bitches fucking love me in there.
That's what Sarah did.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, she surrendered herself on her brother's birthday.
Yeah, she did on her brother's birthday.
Yes.
She wanted attention to take away.
See, that's a valid choice then. Yeah. That is a valid choice. So I was like, you know what, put me back in there. And that was like the worst time, because then they like gave me a job and shit. And like there's all these other bitches that they're like, I've been here for months. I just want to see my baby. It was dark. It was dark.
Did they try and like try to fuck you up because they knew that you were only there for the weekend, or you didn't say?
Because sometimes they do that.
No, they didn't. They tried to wife me. That was actually the one place women did like me.
They loved you in there.
They loved me. And they literally were like, "Are you single?
You're a prison supermodel."
I was like, "Oh my God, do you want to be my daddy?" They did. They all did. Like I honestly kind of wish I would have stayed, because I would have been taken care of.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah.
So well.
In jail.
In jail. And I didn't have a problem with there except for the food. The food I could not eat. It was horrible. They did like give us an apple. So I was like, I can at least eat the apple. I'm putting it to my mouth. Some girl's like, guard, there's a worm in my apple. I'm like,
And was there
Oh,
a girl
no.
in the jail that you saw that you were like, you know what? If I had to pick one, I'd go with that one.
There was. There was. And she was crying a lot. And I was like, you know what?
Crying?
Yeah, she looked weak. And I wanted a submissive one because I wanted to be the butch daddy. You know what I mean?
Full circle.
I wanted a submissive one because I was like trying to be my Dom era, you know?
So this one was perfect.
Yeah. So like, I was like, I saw this weak one and I was like, come here. Daddy will take real good care of you. Yeah. She was like, I just want to go home. I'm so scared. I'm like, you want a hug? Come here. It was great. And then they were like, okay, Scott, you got bail. And I was like, damn it, bro. We were just about to get to second base.
Oh, did you kiss? Did you get a jail kiss?
A little bit, you know. Well, you know, at the night, she was scared. She wanted to, we cuddled a little bit. Good times. You know, I miss her. I wonder what happened to her. But
You
yeah, that
never
was the
look her
third
up?
time. I never looked her up. I don't even know her last name. You know, good times. But the fourth time I went, that was different. That was a different thing. Me and my ex got the cops called on us because
Ooh.
we were like at a club like this one time. There were like some lesbians there. I was like very excited, and she got mad.
You're
because,
the lesbian.
Yeah, I'm like,
Thank you so much. Like the lesbians, I'm telling you, they don't give a fuck about me. I hope they do. Like, please, you guys.
Give Tessa Scott
Yeah,
love if
you
you have
Because
it.
I want to be here for you. These men keep finding me, and I don't want to be here for them. I'm here for you. Anyways, what was I talking about, you guys?
The fourth
Jail.
time at the club with your ex.
So
And I'm
lesbian.
So, yes,
you know what? Hold on.
we're there.
No, because I want to tease
Patreon.
this. We got to go to Patreon. If you want to hear about the fourth time Tessa
Yeah.
Scott went to jail, you're going to have to pay, baby. So let's wrap this episode. Tessa Scott, you really took us both on a ride.
yeah, you're a treat.
Thank you so
Today
much
was
for
a
allowing
treat.
me into the vehicle.
You are everything. I will get into your boat without a paddle because I know you will save us.
Yeah,
I will.
100%.
Wow.
And I was in the Navy, you guys, so I'm very experienced.
Oh my God.
On a ship.
Listen,
I
you
will
can-
save you.
Yes,
So many
literally.
layers, so many sexy layers.
You have no idea.
She's like you. It's like
Lesbian onion.
every era
You've
is a
lived
new
a life.
adventure.
We barely scratched the surface, but yeah. This is
Yeah,
great.
oh,
Thank
no,
you so
we're
much for having me.
We're gonna
Thank
get
you.
into more. And Tessa, is there anything that you want everybody to look out for that you're doing?
Well, we mentioned this last time, but Aquarius, we have our part 1 out on YouTube right now and Lucid TV, so you can watch episodes 1 through 4. It's wild, it's messy, it's sapphic. Go check it out. I think you guys like it.
And how can people find you online if they want more of your thunder?
You can find me online at your favorite ex-girlfriend.
And that's your favorite ex-GF.
Yeah.
Yes. Although, you know, my ex did tell me I wasn't her favorite ex. She just destroyed my brand. She did that to hurt me. But everybody else, I am your favorite ex-GF. Thank you. Find me there.
All right. Love and light. And see you next week. Adios.